Sziasztok! I read my first book in Hungarian language. I study Hungarian for a few years now, and this was a recommendation from a lot of friends and my husband as well. They've read this book during their childhood years, and this is quite a popular children's book. And yeah, I decided that I would like to read it in Hungarian rather than getting translation of it. The book is from Molnár Ferenc. It's called Paul Street Boys, A Pál, utcái fiúk, and I was very excited when I started this book. I would like to talk in this video on how I approached reading my first book in Hungarian language and what helped me. What were the challenges and what would I recommend to do if you're starting a foreign language, reading challenge as I have done. For you to understand, I started the book, I've read 5 sentences, literally, not even 5 pages, not past the first page. And I just closed it and I have realized how hard it is and what I got myself into. My level of reading in Hungarian is just limited to whatever text we've been reading for my Hungarian classes. And last year we had an experience also of reading a murder mystery series, which was adapted to our level of Hungarian language, and we've been reading during our classes to expand our vocabulary and also to learn how to retell the stories. Here I got into a 1907 book with a Hungarian language, which is hard even for Hungarians, and those 5 sentences at the beginning just proved it. First 2 pages were extremely hard for me, but I knew that I needed a system to go through this, and I knew that I should be very dedicated and committed to reading this book, since I promised everyone that I'm going to read it already, and I promised to myself that I will not give up on my Hungarian practices daily. I didn't have any more classes in May and in June, and I knew that I need to work on my Hungarian to not lose all the progress we've been making. With that in mind, I went into the book. My system was that I would do 10 pages a day, and those 10 pages a day took me sometimes 40 minutes, sometimes an hour, sometimes I would just take breaks and it would take 2-3 hours, but I knew that daily I should read those 10 pages. I had a week where I couldn't touch this book because I just didn't have any capacity, because I was writing my dissertation and I had to just put it away. But when I went back, I didn't try to compensate for that week, but I just continued with those 10 pages to not get overwhelmed and not to give up on this. The story was extremely sweet and kind. It's about friendship. It's about this very sweet boys, and I really got so attached to the characters, and I have my favorite character as well, and I was rooting for them so much that I wanted to read it. And between me and knowing those characters was the Hungarian language, which I had to overcome. So how I have done it, besides those 10 pages a day, I had also like a notebook where I would write relatively like most of the unknown words, but also I will show you how it looks, how my copy looks like. I managed to get a really nice newer copy for this book, so I could also annotate it and translate. Regarding the translation, I translated it into Russian. I was using Russian as my main language to translate my words, translate some sentences, more like a phrases, because I have realized that when I read a paragraph and then I circle immediately the words I don't know, because I'm not like a really beginner. I knew most of the the vocabulary. I knew how the sentence constructions work, and I could approach it very wisely, I guess, not to translate the whole paragraph in some kind of like a AI translator or Google translator or whatever. I would translate certain words and phrases which I didn't know, and that helped a lot because by the end I could already recognize those words, and they would I would memorize them better that way rather than I would translate the whole sentence and know it and just move on. But I concentrated on translating certain words and phrases. That was the main point. And from my copy, you can see that I wasn't translating the full sentences. And what helped as well is that I was trying to, talk about it to my husband that, oh, I got to this point, or I really like this character, or I don't like that character's behavior, or whatever they are doing. So it would also, the story would be in my mind. By the end, I would say it didn't get much easier to read it. It was the same challenging paragraphs on paragraphs sometimes. And I remember that even by the end, there were some parts. I don't want to spoil it if you decide to read, but I mean, all Hungarians know it, that the battle part was quite challenging. I didn't know anything about the words, and the vocabulary was so unknown to me. So what I would recommend to do is that if you're around B1 level, this book can be something fun to read in a way that to challenge yourself, to really challenge yourself. Still not done with this book. I mean, I'm done, I've read it, but I would like to do more closer readings and maybe talk to someone about this book in Hungarian, retell some parts, try to retell some parts in Hungarian, and also learn everything and kind of like write down everything from the book, so I would have more practice with the vocabulary. Because if I put it away immediately now, I would just, it would be just a waste. So I still have some work to do with the book. Really glad that I could manage to read it. I'm very proud of myself and I'm acknowledging it. This is how it will help me to move maybe to the further language learning, and considering that Hungarian is quite hard, and even after so many years of learning it, it's still quite challenging to me. But now I'm not scared, because when you see a book which is approximately 200 pages and you think that you're not good, you don't know enough of Hungarian to learn it, it's just a matter of how you approach it. I will just stop here. I hope if you have any other questions. All right. Two other things what helped me regarding the vocabulary and stuff is the dictionaries, and I tried to limit any kind of Google translations or anything. And as I said that I was translating it into Russian because it made more sense to translate some words into Russian rather than into English. Was I bored? I wouldn't say that I was bored while I was reading it. It was challenging. It was sometimes very overwhelming to read a paragraph and know only maybe like 30% of what's going on. That was a bit overwhelming, but definitely not boring. So yeah, I hope you liked this video, and let's see how my Hungarian language learning journey will continue. Bye!